Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to today's video where I'm going to go over what exactly is a mirror tier item. Now I know a lot of people always ask this question. They make a perfect item, they see that they have all 6 tier 1s, and then they ask me, will this item get mirrored? And a lot of times the answer is almost going to be no. So I'm going to go over exactly what it means to make a mirror tier item and go over my craft that I did yesterday, which is probably one of the luckier crafts I had this league. So as you can see here, this item technically could be mirror tier because it's all T1s. It has T1 life, T1 hybrid life, T1 rarity, fractured perfect rarity, essence of reservation efficiency, and T1 suffix rarity. I did craft this helmet last night, and I'm just going to go over the process. And in this crafting process, we're going to explore what exactly makes a mirror tier item, because these are probably the 2 most mirrored items in this league right now, including the bow and the claw I currently have. And as you can see here, these mirror tier items have something special on them in that they're actually synthesized so that the base is not really able to reproduce. Now these rings are not that crazy to roll, and so is the belt. They are kind of hard to roll, but what makes them valuable is not the fact that they have 6 tier 1s, it's the fact that they have an insanely valuable base. Now the reason behind me making this helmet was that I saw Tuna's helmet when I was going over his profile, because I saw that he had recently switched into Magic Find Tornado Shot, and I was looking at his gear and seeing if I could find anything to copy. Now I saw this helm and I'm like, wow, this helm is really good, because this helm actually allows me to open up my gearing a little bit, because it allows me to save on 22% mana reservation efficiency of the skills, and that almost allows me to run another aura. So what I decided to do was that this helmet craft on first glance looks pretty hard. You see that it has fractured rarity, it has double rarity, and those are all untagged mods, and you actually have to spam essences in order to get the reservation efficiency of skills. And when we actually look at the price of essences, it is extremely expensive. Now for this craft, I was super scared, because right off the bat, if you remember from my previous videos, was that I had this fracturing disaster where I fractured over 13 wands before I got the one I wanted. But when I did this craft, something special happened, and it does bring us to the topic of today's video: what exactly constitutes a mirror tier item? So first off, in order to craft this helmet, if anything is ever fractured, you need to get the fracture base first. So the way you get the fracture base is you can pretty much look for it online. You could try to buy it, and I would recommend buying this helmet if you wanted to craft this craft along with me, because it is extremely annoying to fracture. Now each fracture attempt is roughly like 4 to 5 exalts. So it's a 1 in 4 chance. So it should technically be around 20 exalts or so to fracture it. But if you want to gamble, you can try to buy the bases, and you can see 60% rarity is very cheap. You have to choose a base that is pretty good, an armor base or evasion base that's pretty high. Now something to note is that choosing a pure armor base is very beneficial, because it does eliminate a lot of the mods. If you don't have intelligence on the helmet, you won't be able to roll mana. So that is a pretty big thing. So right here we have a 60% rarity. So what we want to do is we want to hit the fracture on the harvest, and we pretty much want to pray and hope that we don't get anything really bad. But in this thing, you can't really do the fracture craft, so you have to right click it and then fracture it manually. So let's just say we got lucky. Now for what actually happened in the game, let's go see what happened. So I did decide to do my patented method, which is doing 4 helmets at once, because it has to be good, right? In-N-Out's known as like the best food. I was going on a rant about how good In-N-Out was. So I did 1 helmet. That one didn't hit. This one hit. This one hit. 2 in a row hit, right? So that previous video about me missing 12 fractures in a row, or 13, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. So you can see right there, I actually hit 2 fractures, and that actually helped out a lot. Now once you hit the fracture, what you need to do is you need to use these essences, and you need to spam this essence until you get T1 rarity. And this will take quite a while. And the problem with this method is that it's quite expensive in order to get it. I don't remember how much it is to get it. I think it's around 50 to 100, somewhere around there. So you want to spam loading essences until you hit T1 rarity on a suffix. And for this video's sake, I think I'm just going to hurry it up. Maybe I can spam it a little bit, a couple more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Okay, so let's just say we remove this and we add the rarity on manually because we don't have the time to spend it all day essence spamming it. So after this, you're at the step. Now, how are you going to get rarity on it without using a targeted exalt? Now, the way you want to do this is you want to make sure your Searing Exarch is dominant. So you want to take it, you want to use an exceptional Ember or greater Ember. You want to make sure the Searing Exarch is dominant over the Eater of Worlds. And what this means is that now you can use Eldritch Exalt and Annul. So right here, you can Annul twice, and then you can Exalt. Now, before we want to Exalt, we want to make sure to craft a blocker. Now, what a blocker does is it makes it so it can't roll it. So we look at the highest weighting, and we do want to get life on the helmet, so we don't want to block with life. So that means we want to block with flat armor because this is the highest thing that can be crafted. So this is at 8,000 weighting. So what we want to do is we want to craft armor on the bench. So let's just do it here just to showcase what it looks like. So you want to craft flat armor right here. And then you want to use the Eldritch Exalt. And then if it gets something bad, you want to annul it off. But you want to remove this crafted mod right here. And then you want to annul it. And then you want to recraft on it again. And then you want to exalt it. So you pretty much keep doing this until you're able to hit T1 rarity on the prefix. And it shouldn't really take that much. I think it's a 1 in 35 chance or something like that. But you do have a lot of different options. So right here, you can see me before I hit the helmet. I think it's over here. So wait, I think I went too far. So where is the when I hit the helmet? Okay, so this was probably when I was like dividing it. Okay, so I was doing it over here. So you can see here, right now I am exalting it, and then I craft on armor, I exalt it, I got 70 life, so I don't want that. Now I'm going to exalt it again because I don't really mind 70 life. So when you get 70 life and above, you can pretty much keep it and hope that the next exalt you hit on it will be rarity. But then you can annul it off. I crafted it on armor. And there I got T1 life, right? So T1 life, you want to keep it. And now I exalted it again and I got T1 hybrid life. Now that's just pretty lucky, right? So now in order for this craft to hit, I pretty much have to exalt on again. Now what's going to happen here is I remove the craft now. Oh, we got it. Then there we have it, right? We actually got triple T1. So this is pretty much the same thing as YOLO exalting an item 3 times in a row and having it hit the perfect prefixes or suffixes, right? So now at this point, we're pretty much done. We want to use Eldritch Currency to get the desired Searing Exarch at Eater World implicits. And in this case, it was Reservation Efficiency and Curse Effect. And then you want to pay someone to run your lab through the enchant, and you want to make sure that you're able to afford it, and you want to make sure that you don't really get ripped off. Now, for this helm, it's pretty good because there's a lot of different options. You can choose to get Reservation Efficiency on Determination, Malevolence, or Purity of Elements. But it really depends on a person. I would probably choose Determination or Malevolence, as those are the most desired enchants generally. So like I said, the miracle happened in that on the Eldritch Exalt and Annul step, I exalt the T1 life. In the T1 hybrid life, meaning there's one last prefix slot. And then on the last Eldritch Exalt, I ended up hitting T1 rarity, and the item had all tier 1s of a perfect roll and a Fractured Janus rarity. Now, if you want to see something pretty funny, this is what happens when a man just starts gambling. So I don't know when I started doing it, but basically, okay, so right here you can see I'm trying to divine the helmet because the helmet is not perfect. It's 9% reservation efficiency, right? Because I need to get the reservation efficiency. So you can see here, 1. I should have stopped here. And you'll see why in a little bit. And I'm like looking at the helmet, like wondering, should I continue this or should I stop? That's good enough, I guess. But the gambler within me did not want to stop. And I'm just contemplating it and contemplating it. What am I going to do, right? And look what happened. One more, right? I only need one more. Oh no, not the. One last one. Yeah, watching this hurts. Okay, that's terrible. One more. And you know what they say about one more, right? Oh my god, that's terrible. One more. Oh my god, it's terrible. One more. How could I get so unlucky, right? I mean, I did get really lucky with the crafting, right? But, oh my goodness. Dude, that's terrible too. Oh my god. No, one more. Dude! At this point, unacceptable. One more. Oh, that's unacceptable. All right, I give up. No, that's not good enough, I think. Yeah, watching this hurts. Oh my goodness. Dude, what am I doing? I'm wasting all my currency away. And that is where we stopped, right? We should have probably stopped it a little bit. We pretty much wasted like 20 divines to get 2% rarity. And that brings up us to the question, is this actually mirror tier? Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does it mean for an item to be mirror tier? And in my opinion, a mirror tier item is when it has pretty much all perfect tier 1 mods. It can't really be crafted reasonably to be better, unless you hit an enormous lotto chance. And I do think an item is mirror tier, regardless, even if it doesn't have all perfect mods, if the item is unable to be recrafted in under a mirror. Now, this is a pretty interesting distinction in the fact that currently the prices of mirrors are pretty cheap, in the sense that there are only 205 divines, and with the current cost of crafting, a lot of items actually cost more than 205 divines to craft, even if they aren't completely perfect. And that's just something that is currently the case. So in terms of mirror tier, it doesn't mean the item has to be perfect. It means that the person mirroring the item will get a better payout, in terms that the item that they're mirroring would have cost them much more to craft. Now, in today's world, as I said, crafting costs are exorbitant, and a lot of crafts are just straight up crazy in order to even attempt to get perfect. Now, an item is also mirror tier in my eyes if the base is unique and cannot be found again. Now, right here is probably one of the most famous wands in Standard, and the reason why this wand is so good, besides the fact that it's bugged and it actually has 3 sockets, is the fact that the base is literally once in a lifetime. This person has pen 5% elemental resistance. He has the int stacking mod, and then he also has a spell damage per 16 intelligence. Now, I don't really know basic math about the odds of this, but this is pretty much impossible to ever replicate. So even if this item didn't have perfect mods on it, it would still be mirror tier, because the base is a once in a lifetime and it can't really be beat. Now, the question is, will people ever mirror the helmet I have and some other items that people may have? And the answer is, people mirror items based on the importance of the upgrade. This is the reason why claws, the 11 link wand, the bow, they offer huge DPS upgrades that sometimes may double their damage. So if we actually look at the chart here, and this is just sorting the damage by lightning strike, you can see here this person has 28 mil, 22 mil, 20 mil, 18 mil. So what does this mean? This means that pretty much every single one of these players are probably using a 12 link claw. And if we actually look at it right here for lightning strike, and let's get rid of Doriani's because you can't actually include that. So you can see here when we sort it by DPS, this person, this person, this person, this person. And then these two are next. And then next up you have 13 billion. So you can see this guy is using an 11 link claw. This person is using a pseudo 11 link claw. This person here is using the Havoc Fang. This person here is using the Havoc Fang. And the Havoc Fang just happens to be, I think, this claw I have right here. And I don't even know where it went. Oh, it's over here. So as you can see, people mirror items because they provide a huge damage increase for their builds and something that they can't easily replace. Now, these bows, these wands, these claws may sometimes more than double your damage depending on what your gear is. And the other aspect of it is that people will mirror items only if the alternative is something that is a lot worse. So it pretty much goes along with what I was saying. So as you can see here, you can get a helmet that's pretty close to what I have for only 2 divines. Like, obviously it doesn't have reservation efficiency, but are you really going to pay that much money for a little bit of reservation efficiency? And you could actually easily remake the helmet I have, but only sacrifice 10 to 20 life and have it be at a fraction of the cost. Now, in order to get double T1 life, it's probably going to cost around a mirror, but remaking the helmet with 10 to 20 less life would probably cost you like 50, 60 divines. Now, there is another aspect of this, is that there are people out there who have unlimited wealth and just want to mirror items because they're perfect and want the best. Not really sure how to get the wealth, but there's definitely people who will mirror any type of item just because it's perfect. So if you actually perfectly divine the helm, it is possible that maybe there might be one person or two people who decide they want to make a perfect magic find character and they want only the best, and they do decide to mirror it. So TLDR, if you're looking to mirror an item, or if you have an item that you think might be up for mirror service, you just have to think about it. What does the alternative provide? How much does it take to craft it? And if the alternative is slightly worse, how much does it actually take to craft the alternative? And those are all things you should think about if you want to know if your item is mirror tier. Now, mirror tier and whether it will get mirrored is a completely different topic. Now, the one part of the league that I'm kind of sad about is the fact that reflected jewelry would have been an amazing gamble if it wasn't already mirrored. Now, I know if the item wasn't mirrored, then it could be incredibly OP in the fact that you could craft on it, you could probably use Ashling on it, you could annul it, and you could probably truly make a remarkable item. However, the reflected jewelry gamble is a lot less incentivizing when you can't really put it up for mirror service. So as you can see here, if this item was able to be mirrored, this amulet, you could bet your ass that there would be a whole line of Righteous Fire people lining up to try to mirror this amulet. It's 51% dot multi, +4 fire skill gems, 114 life, and +2 minimum frenzy charges. This item would be mirrored like crazy. So it's kind of an annoying part about the league. Just wanted to vent about it a little bit. But overall, hopefully this video has taught you a little bit about how to craft a Rarity Helmet and what exactly people should look for when they are looking to mirror something. You want to mirror a weapon or something, or you want to mirror something that is irreplaceable and is unique. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find more mirrors, exalts, and mage bloods and divine orbs than me. And see you next time. Bye.